opening statement, and then we will take questions.
As I said Saturday, it feels good to be 2-0 in conference play. Obviously I don't look ahead a lot schedule-wise and stuff, but when the conference slate comes out and you have 2 home games to begin the year, you definitely want to get off to a good start. And I thought, the way our team played Thursday and Saturday, they definitely felt the same way that I did, that they felt it was important that we got off to a good start as well. So tough defense both nights, did a nice job of kind of what's the plan and getting it done. And 44 and 55, that's probably pretty good most nights. And I also think that, the thing we set out to do in the offseason was try to figure out a way to score the ball a little bit easier. And I think that I think this group is doing a pretty good job of that too. And I think we're still a work in progress on that. But I think you see multiple people that can score and making plays that that help you win. So in a good place after the first week, and it'll be a challenge down in Florida. So I think we're excited for it though too.
Questions?
Coach, when you look at your all's defense, what has been the strongest aspect of your all's defense? Has it been the communication, the help side, or just on-ball defense?
It's probably, I don't know. I think as a team, I think we're a good defensive team when we're locked in, so I don't think I think it's probably synergy a little bit together. Us together is I don't know that we just absolutely can lock down the ball or we can do this, but I think we got a smart group of basketball players that I think understands how we want to get things done. So, once they understand, okay, this is what we're trying to take away, this is what we're okay giving up, and then stay patient within that plan. And an example of that, the 2 post players from Southern Miss, they made 3 shots. 2 of them were jump shots, from 17 feet. And, that was fine with Coach, And so what does he want me to do? What do they want me to do? And be okay with that? All right. And they don't look at me and like, what do I do with that? They know it's okay. That's what we wanted. And and I think that has really developed, and it's actually developed really quickly. I don't know that we made some grand speech or anything about resetting what our thought process was, but we kind of did that after the Coppin State game. And since that time, our defense has been, you can tell it's important to us trying to play well.
Coach, how about Florida? Go ahead, Graham.
Go ahead, Justin.
Coach, how about Florida Atlantic? They didn't play last week. Both their games got postponed. You haven't really had a chance to see them against a Conference USA opponent. So how do you guys try to prepare? Do you look at their non-conference films since you don't have any conference film to really dissect?
Yeah, you just look at the last thing you got, and you are right. They haven't played since 12/20, so they're going to be. I'm not a math guy. I'm a stat guy, but what is that? 20 days, 3 weeks, or something like that since they played. And the last time they played, I don't think they had 2 of their second and third leading scorers either. So it's a bit of there's a bit of mystery in there as to what we're going to see on the other side, But we do have about 10 games that we can watch, and usually people will change a little bit, but more on the fringes than anything. But I think our biggest thing, and hopefully the takeaway for our team from weekend 1 is, we need to be the most excited team to play. And I think we did a nice job of that. Not me. I don't say any grand speeches or anything. It's just a team of people that have been through it that understand they better have a mental edge if they want to win. And so I think that is a huge key in Florida. And I think that will be difficult. And we've started already to talk about that. Think about how you felt on Thursday night, your first conference game, and it's a home game. FAU has that same feeling on Saturday night, so that's not going to be an easy thing to make sure that you have that. I think that mental edge is, we're going to have to be in the right place to get that this weekend down in Florida.
Coach, you guys are going to play. Oh, sorry, Grant. Go for it.
But just really quick, Cass, bouncing off of that, Coach, where you all do have a couple conference games under your belt, and you know that FAU hadn't played 3 weeks, is there a chance to sort of jump out early and be the calmer team and take advantage of that? I know that obviously they're going to be excited to play, but it almost might be a case where they're too excited too, and you all can stay low.
Well, who knows, right? You never know. We did a nice job against Louisiana Tech, and it did not look good early. It was 8-2 or something like that, and we needed a basket. So, I would love that to happen, but I know that they're working. They've worked for the last 3 weeks to make sure that it doesn't. So, I don't. You never know. You never know who has the advantage. I have no idea. I know that we should definitely feel like we're excited to play. We want more. Not happy with where we're at. So I know that's what I thought Sunday morning when I woke up is what's going on with FAU, and can we figure out a way to get another one? So, and I think our team's right there with me. I don't think there's any sense of accomplishment. So.
Hey, Coach, on Saturday in the postgame, Savannah mentioned, that they had two games up until this point. Now you guys have a little bit of a longer break. Is it easier for you guys to have just one game a week, or do you prefer 2 games a week, or how does that kind of affect you guys?
Well, that's a little bit like the question I just got to. I'll tell you Saturday at 4 o'clock, I think it's fine. Basketball's a really long year, and, we practiced yesterday. We're off today, and then we'll practice 3 days leading into the game on Saturday. And I think at this point in the year, you'll take any downtime you can get for their bodies. And really, this is the last one that we do get. So we're going to have a kind of a light week this week. They don't think it's light. If you ask Lorelei, who's getting ready to come up here, she is not going to say that, hey, this is an easy week because we have to see the ball guy for 2 hours a day of practice. But it is going to be a light week. And then I don't know how many weeks after that it's not. So it's like 7 straight weeks or 8 straight weeks of 2 games. And conference basketball, really conference anything. They're all equal playing field, tough games, mentally difficult on your players. And the thing that's good till now, we haven't had school, So this is our last week. That's probably the best part of this week. It's our last week with only basketball. And then after that, they've got to balance all the other stuff they do, which – I tried to talk about this last time. We got cut off. Our team does a really good job of that. Lorelei Roper actually just gave me she works. She's a nurse, so she gave me my booster shot this morning. And, our team has a 3.54 GPA, which I'm super proud of that too. And but we're getting ready to start all that back up. And, so we'll take this week that's light.
Yeah, kind of going off of that, how are you feeling? How's the booster shot?
Lorelei told me I'd be fine, so she punched me really hard right before she banged me. She knows I don't like shots, and so there wasn't a lot of small talk. She just said, which arm do you want? I told her left, so I could still shoot a little bit in warm-ups. I feel fine. Going recruiting tonight. Our staff will be out quite a bit this week because we don't have as much going on with class and stuff, so headed over to the border tonight to watch some high school games. I think I'll be fine.
Hey, what high school games are you guys going to be at?
Well, I don't know that I can comment on that. So I have crazy recruiting rules that don't allow me to say. But
come on.
Well, I don't make the rules. I just try to follow them. So I'm going to Kentucky. I'm going to go to Kentucky tonight, and our staff will be in a couple different places throughout the week. So.
Coach,
Coach, you mentioned and you mentioned Lorelei, and what both on the defensive end has really seemed to key you all. Plus, it seems like I don't want to. I feel like Team Mom gets kind of cliche, but she is kind of that person for your all's team, and she sort of takes care of everybody right down to giving the booster shots now.
Yeah, Lorelei's a really good communicator, and she's an organizer by nature. So there's a lot of stuff that I think our program gets right, honestly, and there's a lot of that I don't even know how we do it. We show up at the airport, they all look the same. I don't know how they do it, but I actually think Lorelei's been doing that for years, and it's not something that I don't even think we have a meeting about that. We just do it. And she is a person that I know definitely fills that role. She actually does that for our defense for sure. She's kind of at the back end of it a lot. She talks a lot of people through a lot of different things. She's playing well on that end of the floor. She saw 3 good post players this weekend. And she didn't neutralize them, but she did enough that someone else had to beat us. And when you score, where you give up 44 and 55, you had some people playing well. So her rebounding in the last couple games has really taken off. She's not where I want her or she wants to be on offense. She's not really scoring at the clip that I feel like she's capable of. I think some of that is just the law of nature, and she's going to revert back to eventually she'll revert back to the average and where she's supposed to be hanging out. And, I think if she continues to play the way she is on the defensive end, rebounding, and then she gets back a little bit more to where she should be on the offensive end, then you're talking about a pretty good player. And good teammate, very good in her role, and that's sometimes something hard to get them to buy into. That's not a problem for her. She doesn't have any issue with, Kennedy, you go down there because we might throw it to you down there and you're pretty darn good. And that is super helpful when you're trying to build a good basketball team. And I don't have to coach her a lot on that. She's right there with me. So she does a lot of things that I think you have to understand athletics and sports and teams on a high level to get. And like I said, she makes a lot of it happen without me saying much. And so that's appreciated.
Anything else?
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Here's Lorelei.
Hi. Hey, guys.
Hey, nurse. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
So, well, first of all, I do want to talk a little bit about the booster shot. So, how's Coach? How do you handle it?
He did pretty good. I didn't know what to expect, but he did really great. He just walked back in the room to make sure I was saying the right things. But no, I think everyone did really well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Yeah.
While you were still there.
Lorelei, for you, he mentioned your role. Do you sort of thrive in the team mom, the organizer role? It seems like every time I'm in the gym, you're in there and you're communicating with somebody. It doesn't matter whether it's just shooting, whether it's going through a drill, whether the whole team's there. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I think that's just kind of my personality, is just kind of stepping up as a leader and as an organizer. And I've been doing it probably here for as long as I can remember, but I know it's really important to coach, and it's really important to our success as a team, to really be right there with each other, all be on the same page, all doing this stuff. And I guess I just kind of took that role as a freshman, and I've been here for 4 years, so I've just kept it going. But I've think as everyone comes in as a freshman with a goal in their mind of this is a player that I want to be. I want to be freshman of the year. I want to be conference of the year and all this stuff. And I of course, had the same goals, and that didn't really work out for me. But as I've grown up and kept playing here, I've kind of realized what my role in this team is. And it may not be to average 22 points a game in the post, but if I can go be and help, or I can make sure my guards don't get slammed by ball screens, or make sure that people are in the right place and we know the play, then that's what's going to be important to me, because that is my role, and that's what's going to help us win ball games. So.
Constant communication from you. Now I gotta ask you.
Grant,
Go ahead, Justin. Yeah, I was just going to ask how much fun it was to go ahead and give those shots to your to your teammates and to your coaches. Were there a couple extra punches, jabs in there? And what's it like to give a booster shot to your teammates? That sounds kind of off the wall for everybody.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just joking around saying I was going to go extra hard just for all the conditioning tests or the down backs we had to run. But no, it's a special feeling. You know what I mean? Everyone has their own opinions about everything, and I'm not going to get into all of that. But I think it's really special that I get the opportunity to be able to do that for my teammates, for my coaches, and everything like that. I think that's obviously not. I don't really know anyone else that really gets to kind of do something like that. So it's really cool for me to be able to experience that.
Lowell, I talked about your opponent this week, Florida Atlantic. They're not played since the December 20th. So what's kind of the preparation like when you're preparing for a team that has had a long layover and they haven't played a conference game yet?
We haven't actually played FAU. We didn't play them last year, I don't believe. So it's been a while since we've seen them. But from what I can remember, historically, they've always been a really good program. They've always been really athletic, know how to score. Based off what I've seen, it seems like the same way this year. I think it's important that a big thing this week is that we don't get complacent and recognize that they haven't played, but that might just be firing them even more and have them even more ready to play. And I think that's really important to focus on, is that we need to come out and act like we haven't played and just kind of, get this win, hopefully.
Last week, obviously this past weekend, facing off against some of Conference USA's best post players, Malia Grayson was coming in averaging, I think, off the top of my head, like 14 and 9 or something like that. To be able to limit their post play down, like Kemper said, I mean, two of their 3 field goals were 18-foot jumpers from near the top of the key. How important was that for your all success, and how much did you sort of take? It seems like you take that personally whenever it comes to teams having elite post players, of being able to limit them, especially on the glass.
Yeah, I know that their post players, again, for as long as I can remember, they've always had really big, really tall, really good post players there. They go through them a lot, and that's just something that, no one wants to get scored on a whole lot in a game. No one wants to have 24 dropped on them or 20 dropped on them. It's a kind of a pride thing, and that kind of just comes back to my role on this team. I'm not a big offensive player. I'd like to be. I would like to get there, but right now that I'm not. And so one thing that I really wanted to improve on and really make sure I get done is defense. And again, it is kind of taking it personally. I know that 44, I believe her number was, or 42. She had a really good game against Western Kentucky. And I didn't want her to come in and be able to say the same thing about me. So, no, it's definitely a pride thing. It's something that I want to make sure that I handle. I didn't score against them, and that was okay with me because I felt like I did my job on their post player. So.
Right now, you guys are on a 4-game win streak. If you guys win on Saturday, obviously it goes to 5. How much of your guys' mentality do you focus on that, or is it kind of one game at a time? Do you guys just focus one game at a time?
For a while there, we were on a 3-4 game lose streak, and so it's. I think we all try really hard not to focus on, how many have we won in a row, because we've been on the opposite side of how many have we lost in a row, and it gets really frustrating when you feel like you're just trying to get that breakthrough moment where you start winning again. And I think just as easily it can turn around and you can just start losing again. I think it's really important to us as we have some pride and be happy about the 2 games that we just won, but then just kind of put our heads back down and go get another one. I think that that's kind of what happened at the beginning of our season is we were really happy. We saw how good we could be, and then we just kind of lost that. And I think it feels really good to get it back, and I think it'd feel really good to keep it going. But with that, we, again, can't get complacent and really need to focus on the big picture. All good?
Anything else?
We're good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You
You
too.
too.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.